Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the flight deck. We are carrying on with our 2023 Christmas series, leg 14 of 15. Today we are flying from Tallin in Estonia over into Russia. We're heading to St. Petersburg. It's a short flight, airtime's only 40 minutes, and there is ATC up over Russia, so we'll get a little bit of it there. Going to be interesting as well as they operate in metric, so we'll have to keep that in mind when we hit the border and keep an eye on our altitude and stuff in metric. Anyway, flying with us today is Kevin. I believe that's him over there in that other aircraft, and we can get ourselves up and ready to go. Alright, so the ground crew have already turned the aircraft on for us, so we'll just grab our seat and we can start going through everything, make sure they've done it right, and get everything else up and running. So, parking brakes are now on. Battery switch is on and guarded. Standby power is auto and guarded. Emergency exit lights are armed and guarded. Ground power is connected. You see we're on ground power here. Outside lights are on, the logo lights and the nav lights are steady. We'll come in now and turn up our internal lighting here on the panels. And we'll do all of them as we work our way around the cockpit, making sure everything is nice and bright so we can see it. We're going to also add a couple clicks on the floods here. And we'll come down. Dome lights on as well, that's why it's so bright in here already. And a couple clicks there. Some nice lighting. Also going to dial down our panels here just a little bit so they're not overly bright. This is a night flight after all, and we don't need it to be blown out by the lights there. Alright, all the way up top. Privyet. Yeah. Hey, Guffs, how are you? We'll get the IRSs aligning. There they go. And everything is running there. So with that up and going, we can get boarding.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Yeah. Alright, let's get boarding underway, and we can finish the setup on the overhead panel. So passenger signs are coming on. Electric hydraulic pumps are on. Yaw damper is on. Window heats are coming on. Left aft fuel pump is on. Low pressure light is now out, so we'll turn on the APU. And as soon as we get the low oil pressure, we'll start the APU, and then I'll show you our route. Here's low oil pressure. APU starting, and while we're waiting for it, let's take a look at the route for today. So winds are out of the east, so we're going to be taking off on runway 08 here out of Tallin up on the Baltic Sea here. We're going to be heading out on the departure here to Biersee, and then we're going to be flying out Biersee to PMOM, and we're going to then cross the border somewhere around here, and that will take us into Russian airspace. We're going to come in. We'll be flying down on the Oban 1 Whiskey arrival, and we'll be landing the Isla Zulu runway 10 right, which is what they're using here in St. Petersburg. Interesting thing with the weather there, the runway is contaminated with wet snow and stuff, so we're going to have to pay attention to that. It is a long runway, so we'll probably land, use braking and minimal reverse just to make sure we do not slide off the runway. So that's the flight for today. It's not going to take that long. As I said, it's about a 40-minute flight. All right, so carry on. APU is up and running. APU generators are available, so the generators will now come on. APU bleed will come on. The packs left and right will go to auto, and the isolation valve is open. I'll start getting some warm air into the back of the aircraft. So now we can go down and set up the FMC. First thing we're going to do, however, is load our flight into the EFB. There we go. And that good. Let's just push this out a little bit. and see where we are going to be flying. Alright, so over to the FMC. Aircraft, correct model, engine ratings are good, data is good till the 28th, that's 6 more days. We're all good here. Position initialization will pop in. It is the 22nd. We'll go over to page 2. Even number day, captain's side, which is the left one. We'll grab the numbers, back over, throw it in, and there we have the aircraft position set. So over to our route, we're going to request our flight plan, EETN to ULLI. That's Tallin to St. Petersburg. As you can see, it's only 179 miles. We're going up to a flight level of 270 today. And that is all good. So we're going to load the payload, load the fuel, or at least get the numbers in. And we will select that route. And we're now waiting for it to upload. As soon as we get the load message, we'll click it. It'll load it into the FMC. There we go. Load. Loading it in. We'll get the activate and execute. Just takes a second. Activated and executed, and there's our route. Bursi, PMOM, and Albana. So we come over down to our departure. We're going to be departing off of runway 08, and we're going off the Bursi 1 Sierra departure. We'll enter that in. And as mentioned, we are coming in on the ILS Zulu 10 right. That's what the ATIS says out at St. Petersburg. And we're going to be coming in on the Albana 1 Whiskey. There it is, the Albana 1 Whiskey arrival. And we're going to transition at, let's just see, this goes to, it's going to be a DICOM for the transition, and that will take us into the ILS. So that's all set. We can come back to our legs. You can see our departure out. Not sure why we did not get our SID. Let me go take a look at that. Okay, it's pretty much just a curving arc out with one waypoint. So that was correct. Hit 1,300 feet and then turn directly towards the first waypoint. And we'll come down here. Here's our points coming in. There's our initial approach fix, and then we're in and down. So that is all good and set. Just going to check altitudes for the ILS. It's an intercept altitude of 2,500 feet, which is correct. And DICOM, they want 3,500. Okay, so that is all good. On the route, so over to our initialization or performance initialization. We've requested it. We're going to get it in off the flight plan as well. We'll get this information in, and then we'll go into the calculator. So, fuel is set, reserves cost index of 25, outside air temperature, transition altitude of 10,000 feet, or not 10,000, 5,000 feet is correct. We will execute that, but we're going to change our flight level to 270. There we go, and that is all correct. And we can come over now to our N1 limits, and we're going to pop into our calculator. I use the VAS airplane toolbox. Link in the description. Has lots of options for lots of runways. So I'll grab the current weather here at Tallin. Alright, so we are at EETN. We're going to be departing on runway 08. As the weather, you can see winds are 110 at 9. And we have a barrel of kind of low, 0971 on that. We got a takeoff weight in, and we can calculate. All right, so it is going to be a cell temp of 44 degrees. We're doing a 24K D-rated takeoff and a climb 1. That is all good. We can come over to our takeoff page. We'll put the weather in quickly of 110, the winds anyway, at 9. That's our runway winds. It's going to be a flaps 1 departure. Center of gravity is set 4.86 on the trim. Distance remaining should be 1,200 feet, and we are looking at a 143, 144, 149 on our V speeds. Pretty close to what the aircraft is actually calculating, within a knot. So that is in and set. Alright, so there is the baggage and everything up and loaded on board. And the people are on board as well. Cabin is ready. So, we would ask for clearance, but we're going to self-clear. So we're going to come down here, we're going to squawk 2,000. Actually, we'll squawk 1,000. That seems to be a generic code they use out here for IFR flights. So that is now in and set. So altimeter 0971. We will set that.
If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers.
0971 is set and cross-checked. Transponder set to 1,000. Filling loading boarding is complete. Takeoff data is set. Come up top now. 27,000 feet for pressurization.
If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight
The
attendant know.
airport elevation here is 135 feet, so we'll set that to 150 in case we have to return.
Thank you and welcome aboard.
Use 2,000? Okay, I'll do that. So that is done and landing is done. The MCP will come up and change. Let me just make that 2,000. Alright, so runway heading.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 5556.
081 degrees.
Pokovo. Our flight time will be roughly 40 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices
Speed is going to be 149 plus 10, so 159.
Please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full
And we're going to
upright
set 27,000 feet.
Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all calls.
Alright, so 20,000 feet is set. Flight directors are now on both sides. And radios. So we're going to go to 122.8. We'll do a radio check. And we're also going to set, oh, it looks like approach went down, but we have Petersburg control is up. Just make a note so I know what to call them. And they are on 129250. So we're going to set that in as the second one, 129250. And we're going to set 1215 as the guard channel on standby. Or on COM 2 actually, not standby. There we go, and we're on 122.8, so we can do a quick radio check and see how things are working there. Tallin Terminal, Skyways 5556, radio check.
Hypothetical coming for Russia Flight 404.
Well, 5x5 as well.
I'll see you about it.
Ah, we got a Russian aircraft beside us. That's Kevin. Okay, so that is all done. So if we pop outside quickly, we'll close that door. That's because of GSX and all that stuff. We'll close that door, and that's everything good there. We'll be ready for push. We're departing on runway 08, and that's the start of it right there. So it's a short taxi today. Alright, so we'll come down here. We'll go to our doors page. We'll get that door closed. Ground services. And remove that. Remove the chocks. So we're going to push out. We're going to go tail to the left, nose to the right.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
Alright, so come up now since we're getting ready for a push. Anti-collision light will come on. I'm going to set my initial settings over here. And we'll get Roger's side set up. There we go.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Alright, so fuel. We have no fuel in the center tanks. So we'll turn on the main tanks. Packs will come off once we're around. We'll leave the heat going for the push.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So they got a bunch of traffic heading into St. Petersburg right now. Controller's been up for 3.5 hours, so I'm not sure how much longer he'll be around. They may have been holding an event or something.
Locking gear.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Tallin area traffic, Skyways 5556 gate, Mike 8, push and start facing east. So we're going to go nose to our right and tail to the left.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
It's all closed. You get yourself into the FMC. Now the weather's decent here,
Ladies and gentlemen, please
but
join
over
us
in
attendance for safety
Russia,
demonstration.
it's
When the seatbelt light is
limited
fastened,
IFR
ensure that
conditions,
your
and
seatbelts are fastened low and tight
as I
across the
mentioned,
back. The fasten
other than
seatbelt
the
faces to one another
low
and
cloud
press going on the
and
strap.
overcast,
Please
low
ensure
overcast
that the
conditions,
buckle.
we
Please
have
adjust the seatbelt fasten throughout the
snow
entire
build
flight
up on the
as
runway,
unexpected
so
conditions.
we'll have to watch that.
There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are
Just wait
traveling
for
with a
them to
child
come
or
to a
someone
stop,
who
and we'll get the
requires
brakes on, and then we can
secure
do
your
our
mask
start.
on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so,
So
open
Kevin, are
the
you
plastic pouch
flying
and
the
remove vest.
fly-by-wire, or is that the
Wrap
Phoenix?
the straps around
Set
your waist and
parking
buckle at the
brakes.
front. Pull the straps in tight.
All right.
Place the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only
Brakes
when
are
exiting
set.
the
We're
aircraft.
going to shut
If
the
it doesn't
packs
inflate
off.
automatically, you may
Starters
open the mouth
on
for
both,
manual
and we can
inflation.
start
The
engine
strap is
number
equipped with a
2.
whistle and a light. If you need to, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible and leave your belongings. Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please
There we
securely
go.
stow your
Adding
personal
fuel.
items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you.
Oh, you're in the Phoenix.
Please read
Okay.
it and let a cabin member know if you
I
have
see
any
there was a big
questions.
update to the
Thank you for
fly-by-wire.
joining us again, we hope you enjoy your
New
flight.
textures and everything, and all that kind of stuff. So at 19%, we'll get the starter cut off and we can start number 1. There we go. Starting engine number 1. Start valve open. We have N1 rotation. Opening the fuel valve. And as mentioned, it's a very short taxi out. Is that, but speaking of, is that the correct model that you're flying, or how did it do with the model matching? Alright, there's starter cutout. We can go down our checklist now. So, generators 1 and 2 are now on. Engine 1 and 2 start switches will go to continuous. Probe heats are now on. Engine and wing anti-ice not required. It's not really that cloudy out. Engine bleeds 1 and 2 are now on. Packs left and right to auto. Recirculation fans left and right to auto. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleeds off. APU is now off. Flaps set to 1 for takeoff. Elevator trim, we want 4.86, so just under 5. We'll move this to just under 5. There we go. Flight controls. We'll go to the systems page. Full left, full right, neutral. Oh, that's good. That's elevator and full left and right rudder. Glad it matched properly. Engine instruments, we'll do a check. Engine instruments are looking good. Put them up onto the main page. LNAV, VNAV are now set. Let's
Cockpit to ground.
get them to move
We
out of
have
the
a good
way.
engine start. You can disconnect.
Auto throttles are on. Warning recall is good. Auto brakes are to RTO. Everything is looking good down there. We can come up now and kill the dome light.
Unlocking gear.
So as you can see, we're going to fly slightly inland and then across Estonia to the east, cross over into Russia, come up towards St. Petersburg and land. It should be continual. Shouldn't be much call for
Cabin is ready.
Tow truck disconnected.
too
Bypass
much
pin
action
removed.
going around. And the cabin is ready to go, so we're good there.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright, left is clear, right is clear. He's going to unplug from the aircraft. There he goes. He's closed the panel. He's walking out with the pin. Shows us that he's pulled the steering pin. Excellent. We'll give him a thumbs up. We'll get a wave, and we are good to go. Alright, so taxi light is on. Tallin area traffic, Skyways 5556, taxiing runway 08 via Alpha Bravo, holding short of Bravo. Alright, let's head out. And we can get underway. So as mentioned, this is the second to last leg on this trip. The last leg will be flown on Sunday. We will be flying from St. Petersburg back to Rovaniemi in Finland, and that will complete our Christmas
Please note, the cabin light
series
will
for
be dim for departure and landing.
2023.
If you require additional lighting, there's a reading light on the panel above you.
get her around. There we go. And we'll hold short and do our checks. Make sure we are good there before we head out. Alright, so pre-departure checks, fuel flow. We're going to hit the reset. We'll look down here, make sure we got even fuel flow for both engines, which close enough we do. V-speeds are confirmed, 143, 144, 149. MCP is set, 159.081 and flight level 270. Nav data is good and accurate, and radios are all set. We have Unicom and Petersburg control set on COM 1, guard on COM 2. So we're ready to move out. Position lights will go to strobe and steady. Wing lights will come on. Taxi light off. Turn off lights are on. Landing lights are on. Transponder is set on. Traffic is set on both sides. And terrain radar is on. Runways identified. 08 is confirmed.
Tallin traffic velocity 5404, we're at stand, Mike 12, pushing start, attempting to stay south.
Yeah, we'll see how that works for you as you get pushed around. Tallin area traffic, Skyways 5556, taking position, runway 08. Alright, let's move out. Should be all flashies and strobes going here. Looking good. And there we go. Looking very nice. So brakes are set. We'll bring the engines up to 40%. And stabilizing. Clock is running. Tallin area traffic, Skyways 5556, rolling runway 08 on the Beersea 1 Sierra departure. Brakes are released. Takeoff power set.
Airspeed alive.
Check.
Getting knots.
Check.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Autopilot is on. Auto brakes are up, gear retracted, gear is off, engine start switches off, runway turn off lights are off, there's our turn, it's our top of climb and top of descent, only about 30 miles apart. Not sure why VNAV kicked off there. There's nose down for acceleration. Oh, beautiful snow-covered Estonia below. There's through 210 knots, flaps up. Flaps are retracted. Cabin is pressurizing. I'm going to turn on the meters just so we're ready. And transition.
And traffic to Russia 5404, text the 40 point, Bravo 108, square bucket and Bravo.
So we've got a nice straight climb out now, all the way down to Biersee. Here's a little bit nicer view of the snow-covered countryside. So we've got a main road heading off that way as well. So again, we're only going up to 27,000 feet, and then we'll get set up for our descent. And for restrictions on the descent, we do have some. We have to be below 15,000 feet or flight level 150 at Urbana. And then we have to be at flight level 500. So this is one of the interesting ones about the transition level of where they kick in. So the current barrow is 277. So the chart says transition level is 5,000 feet, 6,000 if pressure is less than 996, and 7,000 if pressure is less than 960. So we're 977. So our transition is going to be 6,000 feet for this one. I'm wondering how much we got in the way of hills in the area. We're already up into our high-speed climb, so the landing lights will come off. Logo light and wing lights
Ladies and
will
gentlemen,
come
we have
off
now
as well.
passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic
Seatbelt
devices.
signs will come
This is
off.
also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
PAX is being a little iffy on me today, but that's fine. There's 14,000. Sounds like Kevin was getting ready to roll and take off, or at least taxi out. I'm not sure. Did hear his taxi call. So after Sunday's flight, there'll be no flight on Monday. That's Christmas Day. We'll be back on Tuesday. Boxing Day, we're going to be back on our regular series. Tuesday being the Tour of Canada. There'll be no stream Wednesday or Thursday. As Wednesday I've got things to do. Thursday's our normal day off. And Friday we'll be back again for... I believe Friday will be another Tour of Canada. No, sorry, Friday will be Japan. And then Saturday will be another Tour of Canada. Sunday we'll be back supporting the F1 series. And we'll be carrying on. And as mentioned before, we're going to clean up these ongoing series. And once they're all done and we're caught up, we will be running one series at a time, Monday through Friday. And hopefully that'll help us stay familiar with the aircraft and get us through it a little bit quicker than several months it seems to be taking nowadays. So looking at St. Petersburg, 8 aircraft on the departure board, 7 on the arrival. So there's some traffic going in and out of there at the moment. And Kevin is up. Very nice. So when we approach the Russian border, I'm going to fine tune us down to as close as 8,200 meters as I can get. Also going to start entering in our information for the ILS now as we're coming in. So the frequency of the ILS is 111.9. So we'll come down 111.9. We'll get that in. There is the Petersburg VOR at 113.4. We'll put that on the other one on the other side. There's 113.4. And that is set. Course we're going to want for the ILS is 095. And that is now in. And for the missed approach, yeah, we want 126, because that's part of the missed approach. We'll be flying outbound on that radio, so we'll use it as a reference. 126 is set. Now we're going to drop down here. We'll go into our fixed page, ULLI, and we'll put in our standard rings. That's our 4-mile ring, our 10-mile ring, and we're going to put in our extended center line at 275 degrees. I got a freeze. Oh, there we are. We're back. 275. And there we go. And that'll put up about a 23-mile extended center line from the airport for us. Almost up to 27,000 feet. So we're going to set our first descent altitude down at 5,000, and then we'll go from there. If he's going to be controlling us that entire way. It's 1,000 to go. All right. 2,700 feet. There's the Baltic. And of course we've got Helsinki, Finland right across the way there. Alright, so now that we're in cruise and holding altitude, we can set that initial for 5,000. should make it an initial 5,000 meters. Let's go down to 4,000 meters. That's a closer one. Just got to remember to be paying attention to these altitudes because I got them in feet. So Albana is actually the crossing point into Russian airspace by the looks of it. No, it's not. It's just after Pimon. So we're getting ready for descent, so the aircraft is going to idle back. Any speed restrictions on this approach? Max 270 below flight. Oh, okay. Hey, thanks for the sub. Zach's BMX Fantasy Fights Go-Pilot. Wow, that's quite the handle you have there. So 270 is our max below flight level 100. We'll stick with our usual procedures unless told otherwise. Top of descent. Engine's coming back. Down we go. So we're going to plug it in at 270 and hold her there. Aircon. What's going on with the aircon? Off schedule descent. That's the second time this one's come up. Not sure what that is. Fine in the back. So we're only descending at 1,600 feet per minute, so it is pretty good. We are just set it to something lower and back up. No, okay. Weird. So we're 9 miles to Pimon. We're getting close to his airspace. Let's switch over frequencies to 129250. And approach and everything is currently offline. We'll do a quick
Petersburg control, very good evening.
transition level 6,000. Taxiway aprons are slippery.
File your flight plan, please.
ILS Zulu approach runway 10 right. Okay, so that's all
One
good.
moment, everything control.
Petersburg Control, good evening. Skyways 5556 with you, descending through flight well, 6,800 meters for 4 miles from Piemont.
Skyway 5556, Petersburg Control, good evening, set clock 0713.
Roger, squawk 0713, and can you repeat that first part, please?
Skyway 556, cleared Havana 1 Alpha, arrival runway 10 right, descent to flight level 140.
Right, Urbana 1 Alpha and descending to flight level 140 for Skyways 5556. Just quickly pop down. Arrival, we're going to have to change that. They want us on the Urbana 1 Alpha to ILS Zulu runway 10 right. Okay, so that is now in. I'm going to have to quickly go change my charts.
2658, ПП действовала, посадка разрешена, ветер 100 градусов, 4 метра в секунду. 2658, посадка действовала, разрешена.
Let's try that again.
Разрешена, связь следующая. Проход сегодня, конец связи, все добро, до свидания. До свидания.
I'm not sure what the difference is. Ah. Oh. Yeah, you can see here it puts us on an arc. And then what brings us in.
Charlie departure, initial climb 3,500 feet,
Interesting.
clock 5720. Can you please repeat once again a bit slowly? February 731, you're clear to destination as filed. Information, Charlie. Runway news 10
16 miles
right,
to Urbana.
1 Charlie departure. Initial climb.
So let's continue getting the information
clock
set up.
5720.
We want to have the ILS 2.
We are here to destination as filed. Runway news 10 right. Here for departure.
167 feet.
Initial climb 3,000.
And there'll be radio, so it'll be 100.
720. The information Charlie will be checked sitting in front of one. February 731, that's correct.
So that's minimums. The current barrel we have there is 0977. So 0977 is set, 6,000 feet is transition.
Skyway 506, clear direct decom.
Roger, cleared direct decomb, Skyways 5556. Alright, well, so much for that whole thing. We're skipping that.
Patrol 658, занимать стенку 156 Альфа по Альфа Фокстрот. Занимаем 156 стенку Альфа Фокстрот, Patrol 658. Победа 2237, разрешите запуск на стоянке. Победа 2237, запуск на стоянке разрешаю. Запускаемся, Победа 2237.
Alright, so radio altimeter is set. Barrels on standby. We have 1119 and 950 are in.
To assist with customs at our destination,
Проход на Сесерину, пойдите справа, взлет ветер 100 градусов, 4 метра в секунду.
please review and complete these forms to system waiting for presentation upon arrival.
Alright, and we are heading direct to Yukon. We're going to be getting down fairly quickly. Well, we are only at 14,000. He hasn't cleared us lower yet. that, sorry. Just, that's, still don't know why that's doing that. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. If it does it again, just leave it. It's 14,000 feet coming up.
Skyway 5556, information Charlie, runway 10 right, descent to flight level 60.
Descending to flight level 60 and information Charlie for 10 right. Skyway's 5556. Alright, let's take a quick look. Information Charlie, ILS Zulu, approach runway 10 right, departure runway transit terminal 6000, apron and taxiway, they're slippery, taxi with caution, wind 100 at 6 meters per second, sure visibility 9, light snow, broken 180 meters overcast, 750 meters, obstacles obscured, temperature 1, dew point 0, QNH 12977, that's good, no significant changes, and we have the other information, so it's all good.
Say 5404, Petersburg control, добрый вечер, identified, cleared Abana 1 Alpha, arrival runway 10 right, descent to flight level 140.
Thank you very much, cleared Abana 1 Alpha, descent flight level 140, enter for ILS runway 10 right for Rocky 5404.
Alright, so we're heading down to 6,000, which is the, if I look at the Obana, it doesn't really fall in. Our next descent should be down to 2,500, which is the platform altitude for the intercept. So at the airport, 10 right is going to be a left-hand turnout, and then the terminal and apron are kind of right there when we get off.
Аэрофлот 037, набрали 3500 футов. Аэрофлот 037, набрали
Not see much in the way of cloud out there
We
yet.
have begun our final descent into Pokovo. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any track one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
На стоянке. Еще раз спасибо большое за управление. Экзамен был всех благ.
2658, конец связи, надеюсь, экзамен сдан. Доброй ночи, до свидания.
Да, еще один инструментальный рейтинг в копилке Ватруса. Всего доброго.
Спасибо за полет, до свидания.
Alright, 10,000 feet coming up.
540, clear direct decom.
Direct decom for Rocky 5404.
Request pushing start, Siberian Central. Siberian Central, pushing start to the approach from Charlie Patient South. Pushing start approach on Charlie facing east, Siberian Central. Siberian Central, negative, facing south. Facing south, Siberian Central.
Alright, so we're going to slow down. They were usual. There's 10,000 feet, so we'll get the lights on. Turn off lights on.
Победа 2237,
Logo
разрешили
and wing lights are now on.
готовы от Альфа-4 носом на вышку.
Победа
Some low
2027,
cloud out there.
ПП 10, правая разрешаю по Фокстрот Альфа, Альфа-4.
Предварительный ВПП 10 правая разрешили по Фокстрот Альфа, Альфа-4, победа 2237.
Аэрофлот 031, разрешаю прямо Нирги.
Alright, so nav course and frequency are checked. Speed, we're within limits, we're slowing down.
Аэрофлот 031, не возражаю.
It's slowly heading down to 245. Again, still not seeing a lot of cloud. We do got some low stuff here. Alright, is Kevin gone? We can talk about him now.
Russia 5404, information Charlie runway 10 right, descent to flight level 60.
Thank you very much for keeping on Balfoy and continue to flight level 160, efficient to create flight level 60, and Charlie on board for Russia 5404.
Alright, we're below 250 knots, so we're going to go flaps 1.
Аэрофлот 509, Петербург, контроль, 131. Аэрофлот 509, Петербург, контроль, здравствуйте, 5-5.
Flaps 2.
По плану Аэрофлот 509, информация от Юбрау на борту.
Аэрофлот 509, для полетов в восточном направлении необходим нечетный эшелон 30,
And there's
либо 310.
245, flaps
Да,
5.
забыли поменять, выбираем эшелон 310, Аэрофлот 509.
Аэрофлот 509 принял, новый подписан эшелон 310, вылет согласно плану разрешаю, информация Чарли, ВПП 10 правая, схема выхода с 1 Чарли, первоначальный набор 3500 футов, сквок 0722.
Повторите схему выхода, пожалуйста, для Аэрофлота.
6,000 feet.
Аэрофлот 109, Сугин 1 Чарли.
10 правая. Полоса 10 правая в работе. Судья 1 Чарли всему выхода. 3500 выход и склок 0722, Аэрофлот 10.
Аэрофлот 109, поняли правильно? Discovery 5556, descent 2500 feet, connection 9077, clear towards approach, runway 10 right.
Setting to 2,500 feet, QNH 977, cleared ILS approach 10 right, Skyways 5556.
Питер контроль, добрый вечер, Аэрофлот 257, до предполетная проверка связи.
Аэрофлот 257, пишу контроль, здравствуйте, 5-5.
Вас тоже на 5 разрешите вылет, согласно плану, информация на борту, Сугин.
Аэрофлот 257, не наблюдаю
We're
полета.
22 miles out. Alright. Speed brake is armed, auto brakes are set to 2.
Сила 942, прошу прощения, прослушивайте Honeycomb 120 до свидания.
Localizer and glide slope are showing. Alright. A slight right turn at Thicom and then a harder right turn at Gebka, and that will bring us on to the localizer. Alright, speed coming down to 200 knots now.
Победа 2237 на предварительном Альфа-4.
Победа 2237, П10 право, исполнитель Z, разрешаю ветер 100 градусов, 4 метра в секунду. Исполнительный экзот разрешили, победа 2237.
Here's our turn towards Gebka. Approach mode is armed, VOR, localizer, and glide slope. Looks like we're in a little bit of cloud. Got water on the windshield. And with that, we'll come back to 185 on the speed. And I just realized what I was missing on my screen. It's going to be 8 flaps 40. So 137. 142 is going to be our approach. Ah, there's heavy, thick cloud. Okay. Glide slope coming down. It's 10 miles. VOR, or not glide slope, or descent path. It is slowly starting to move.
RCA 5404, descent 2500 feet, destination 977, cleared last approach, runway 10 right.
Thank you very much, cleared. ILS approach from a 10 right, QNH 977, descend 2500 feet, RCA 5404.
Petersburg control, Skyways 5556 established, localizer 10 right, 7.5 miles.
Skyway 5556, wind 100 degrees 4 meters per second, runway 10 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 10 right, Skyways 5556. Alright, we're heading downwards, so we're going to come down to 165 on our speed and gear down. 6 miles. Gear down 3 green. Speed brakes are armed, auto brakes are set. Lights are all on. Engine ignition is to continuous. Last ding of the cabin. And flaps coming. There's flaps 10. Flaps 15. 1,600 feet. Flaps 25. It's 4 miles coming up. Slowing down to 142. That is our approach speed. Flaps 30. Four miles. And yeah, definitely got snow. Got water on the windscreen. And winds are going to be out of the right, fairly strong. And airport runway is in sight. Below 150,000 feet, flaps full. So gear down 3 green, flaps full, lights are all on, cabin notified, recall is clear, runway is, oh yeah, that's that air conditioning issue. Runway is in sight. 1,000. 1,000 to go.
Победа 2237, заняли 3500. Опять 2237, опознаны, набирайте эшелон 330. Набираем эшелон 330, победа 2237.
As mentioned, it's going to be a right-hand exit. We're going to be aiming for Alpha 2. Winds are around, almost head on. Maybe here slightly to the left. We'll see where it ends up. 500 to go. I have control.
400.
throttles are almost straight down. Starting to push a little bit.
200. Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Landing.
Победа 27, разрешаю прямо на Нирге.
30.
Следуем прямо на Нирге, победа 22-37.
10.
That little hesitation there did not help. Oh, a little stutter there. I'm going to keep off the reversers. I'm just going to let the brakes do their thing. Actually, we'll go reversers. Make sure we can make Alpha 2. There we go. Reversers off. Auto brakes are disarmed. Not bad, except for that little stutter that kind of threw me there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pokovo. The local time is 11:36 p.m. and it's currently about 1 degree Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices.
Combination 1, we have some problems with ground services, so we expect IT and requesting taxi to the holding point runway 10, section 10 right. Spirit 731, taxi to holding point runway 10 right for Charlie and Alpha. Clear to taxi around holding point runway 10 right via Charlie and Alpha, combination 1.
And Petersburg Control, Skyways 5556 at Alpha 2, looking for taxi to the gate.
Skyway 5556, taxi to stand 103 Alpha via Alpha Echo and beam stand 138, turn right on Charlie.
Roger, looking for stand 103 Alpha, taxiing via Alpha 2 Echo. And can you repeat the rest of that, please?
Skyway 5556, a beam stand 138, turn right on and continue via Charlie.
Right, a beam 138, turn right, continue via Charlie to 103 Alpha for Skyways 5556. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit confusing, so we have to watch where we are, but we're going to go up one and then make a turn and then come up the other side. So we're going to, this is Foxtrot is the first one here, so we're not going to take Foxtrot, but we're going to take the next one, which will be Echo.
Severe 731, hold short of Charlie, correction, hold short of Alpha. Hold short on Alpha, Severe 731.
There's an aircraft slewing over there.
Russia 5404, wind 100, degrees 4 meters.
Oh no, he's not slowing.
10 right, clear to land.
I thought he was.
Right,
Alright, so here, this should be Echo. Echo Delta, and he's over there on Charlie. So we're going to go up here until we get to 138. It's 146. 145. It's 144.
Severe 731, continue taxi by Alpha. Continue by Alpha, Severe 731.
143. 142, 141.
Всем портам, нам информация Дельта, QNH 978. All station, new information Delta, QNH 9078.
Should be 140. Or is that one? Oh no, that's 141. So the next one with a line going off to the right is the one we're going to take. That should be coming up right here, yeah. And we're going to skip over 2 lines. I think that's it. Close enough. Oh, here it is here. Was a little early. This is Delta. And Charlie, and then we're going to come over here and we want, it's 1, 2, 3, so it's the third one. There we go. Yeah. And we're going to go in here. We'll turn off the taxi lights. Now, will you give me 1-3 Alpha? No, you won't. You're going to give me all these weird things, aren't you? All right. That will do fine. Keep the parking brake on. We'll come down here. We will get our ground services, chocks, and ground power. Come up top. Put that light on. So ground power is on. We'll get the APU bleeds going for there, and they can come off. Anti-collision light will come off. Ground equipment is moving in. Everything here is good. Shut off the engine bleeds. Fuel pumps will come off. Isolation valve. Oh, can't see it from this angle. We'll go to open. And parking brake is confirmed set.
Boarding requested.
Did I say boarding or deboarding? I don't know what I pushed there. Doesn't matter. That is us done for the flight. So, thank you all for coming. Well, it's noisy out there. Let's take a window view. Oops. Let's go the other way. So thanks all for coming along and joining us on today's flight. We'll be back on Sunday for the last one of the series. Hope we'll see you there as we fly back up to Santa's Grotto and Rovaniemi. Thanks for flying. See you on the next one. Kevin, thanks for coming along. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Do you want to board crew?
Clear to take off runway 10 right. Thanks for response. Bye bye. We're moving for the Honeycomb on 1 to 2 right.